civil engineering, like mechanical engineer in a building, he has to just calculate volume or some of the small things to get the to select a chiller, and the chiller is not designed by him. He just go from the market and buys and plants over there. But as a civil engineer, you will be doing every grain of that building, which is coming from as a result of your hard work and your calculated engineering. So we have a lot of branches: aviation, water resources, construction, structural engineering, very exciting. Geotechnical, of course, deals with the soil and underneath, and looks like that this is a soil related soil, but people who are working in these fields are really, it's such an exciting field you can't imagine. And the transportation, no doubt, very exciting with bridges and all that, and mining and rigging. Environment, today everybody is talking about the environment, and the project manager also. This is also very exciting field, which is really you can say it is giving and you're helping to give a smart project, like managing the project in an efficient way. Let's go to this one. So when you have a building, like you want to construct, who are the people coming surrounding you? These are the people, as you can see from screen, that if for a single building, how many people are working for this building. As I said, there will be too many people involved. You have landscaping, your lighting guy, architect, structural, MEP consultant, interior designing, equipment, subcontractors, general contractors, fabricators. These are the few top prime people who are engaging to shape up a building. Apart from that, they are behind the curtain also. There are many people. You have, like you have for the curtain wall specialist, you have for the IT professional, and the computer guys and all that. So all of them will be coming to serve, to establish this venture, and these are the people who will be working on that. Now you see the how many engineers actually the issue with the civil engineering in the past was that India has started producing too many engineers. And if you see the US economy, US economy is standing on 22 trillion economy, and US is producing only 1 lakh engineers. Whereas India's economy is only 2 trillion and they are producing 15 lakh engineers. It is like that to run a very good economy. Of course, your economy is coming through your assets, your GDP and your gold assets and all that. It is not that you start printing all the notes and supplying. That's what it is happening. India is producing so many engineers that their value is a little bit, you can say, undermined because of the production of too many engineers. Because there is one hypothetical understanding that India need many engineers, like 4 million engineers or something like that. But that depends upon how government and how the private sector generate employment for them. There is a demand for that in India. The only market in the world, I think, is India, because of the 140 crore population. But the thing is, based on its requirement, that many projects are not coming up. So, but we are producing engineers, no doubt, but those projects are not coming up presently. So India is, of course, having too many engineers, and engineering profession, if you see in the Europe and America, just 20% and 30% of the engineers in America and Europe, they want to become engineers. But in India, it's everybody wants to become an engineer. And the rate is very highest in the world. 80% of the people wants to become engineer in India. So I can say this is a small issue at present scenario, because of the lack of those many projects, because of the condition of India. So this is one reality. And what about the engineers, how they are doing? People sometimes, parents get worried that my son becomes engineer when he goes out, when from college, how is adopted in the industry. So you can see that 72% people are employed. It's a good sign, no doubt. And 11% goes for the further study, and working and study 8%, and 4.1% are the unemployed guys. These guys are the bugs in society, I can say, unemployed, because there is employment available. They don't want to work, and the problem is that people see these people and say that, okay, don't do engineering. See that guy is roaming even after getting degree and all that. So the good thing for the civil engineers is that you are employed, mashallah, and you will be employed all over whenever, until this world, and until the Qiyamah, I can say, because whenever you need a roof over your head, you will be needing a civil engineer, no doubt. So they are very nicely adopted in the market. Good figure to show you, and let's see how you are earning all over the world as a civil engineer. If you see the profession, the ranking on left column, you can see the ranking, and then second is the occupation. No doubt, petroleum engineers are the highly paid, and their numbers are very less in requirement. They will be needing only 20,000. You can see, and second is architectural, which is 61,000, and they are paid next to them. And the poor guy is civil engineers coming at 18 number. You can see down, which I have highlighted, and his earning is 80,000, 87,130, which is quite close to three competitors in the profession, like electrical engineers, mechanical engineers. Well, these mechanical engineers always used to tease me in Mufok Engineering College, you are civil, you're always lesser than us, but here only they are just $10 ahead of us. So still, of course, that is a profession, but you see the requirement. Like, don't show this statistics in matrimonial when you go for an alliance. Don't show this that you are on 18 number, but show them on the last the last rightmost column, where you are needed in 1,20,000. That shows the highest number of engineers required in the world are 1,20,000, and if you club them with the environmental engineers below, that is part of the civil engineer. And if you take the second position, architectural engineering manager, 61,000. So all of these three guys are almost, say, 2 lakh engineers. So these are the most needed people. So be happy that you are demanded, you are respected, and you are having standing in the market as an engineer, mashallah. Other professions, they are paid okay, but they are rare. Like you can say pilot, aerospace engineers, they're not employed. The requirement is very less, 7%, 10%, like that. But as an engineer, civil engineers, you are really needed in the market, and that's I can say congratulations to you. Say in the coming few days, I will just talk about the still. I want to stay in the market demands and all that. We will be civil engineers will be growing by 2%. It's little slow, no doubt, slower than other occupation because of the present situation and the political things. And infrastructure continues to age. So civil engineer, like how we are in demand. We are needed because everything is aging. Even roads are aging, buildings are aging. Whatever you had constructed 30, 40 years before, they need to be demolished or maintained. Maximum, actually, I want to share another thing with you is that when we as a consultant design a building for the client, and on the first line in a report we write that we are designing this building for 50 years only. And the thing is, after 30 years, buildings start deteriorating and its age goes down, and after 50 years we lift our hands from the building and we say that we are not at all responsible. And if you go around, you see the buildings in your childhood, or in the building in which you lived or your father constructed, hardly they are standing now, or even if they are standing, they need a lot of maintenance, and maybe you want to demolish them and reconstruct them. So this process of renovation, reconstruction, and all that keeps, this is the blood for the civil engineers, and this keeps them always engaged and make them in demand. So Alhamdulillah, it's a good thing is that from 16 to 26, there is going to be a huge demand for you guys. Inshallah, it is going to surpass 11%. This 11% is not this small 11, it's a big number actually. So let's go to the opportunities, career opportunities, which maybe you are most interested in that. Just I wanted to give you a pre-dose of that, what exactly you are, and don't worry that, especially in Usmania or MJ, you wanted to take admission as per your rank, you might be placed in the civil engineering, and that's what had happened to me, that I was really crying that why I got civil engineering. But after 25 years, I am really happy and thanking Allah that Allah, you made me a civil engineer, because I'm a practicing engineer, mashallah. And I'm having a lot of opportunities in the market, in the pipeline, you can say. So let's go to this. So as an engineer, what you think? Excuse me. What are the career path available for you? You want to become a corporate officer or CEO, or a public work director, or how about a professor in civil engineering, a project engineer, or a client representative for a corporate office, or a senior project manager for a construction managing firm? The all typical career paths are open to you as a civil engineer, and there is no magic figure that you will achieve them very easily. Don't think that the people who are holding these positions were sent there, coming, they came to earth directly from Allah or by Farishta and all that. They were all graduate engineers, same like you and me, who studied maths, who studied strength of material, and who did drawings on the board. So, but they grew, they had very different approach to their paths. Eventually they end up in becoming this such a holding these positions. So what way to go? What we have, what are the path we have to take? There are dozens of paths available for your field, and as I said, your individual interests, skills, training will dictate the path you follow. There is no magical figure in this, especially in engineering. And in the good thing is that when you enter any field, you can change over, you can modify your path also based on your personal interest and goals. And this slide actually, the planning for advancement can make the difference between a mediocre job and obtaining your position of choice. So what we lack, especially our Muslim brothers, is we actually don't weigh ourselves properly, because we never think that I have to catch up certain position. Always we see our surroundings and the colleagues and all that, they're suffering in some cases, and we stick to them, and ultimately we end up at low positions. But as you see, there are markets are wide open. Only thing is that we have to set our mindset. So let's see the next slide. What are the definitions of levels to get those positions? The position which I have showed you on the previous slide, like you can be a CEO, project manager, your client representative, and many top level jobs. For every single category, there are levels, you can say. There are definitions for them. The entry level engineer is 1 to 4 years after graduate from university. And this guy will be always sticking to a senior, and he will be monitoring him, and he will be like he will be his master or mentor, you can say, and he has to stick to that, and he cannot take any independent decision. Then comes the intermediate level, between 3 to 5 years, independent engineer, and he will be a semi-skilled person, you can say. Sometimes he will be taking small decisions, and yani he's trying to fly slowly. An engineer is 5 to 10 years according to that definition, and the senior engineer is 10 plus years. So this is a very good benchmark. Like when you become a senior engineer, you'll become independent authority. You can have say, you can attend meetings, you can be a very good representative. But in 10 years, but you have to achieve those skills. Then only you can justify your position as a senior engineer. You can see in many offices they are holding senior engineer positions, but they are working like entry level engineers. The reason being that their mindset is not that mature, though they are having number with them, but their skills and all that, because over the years they have never realized that potential, and they were very sleeping chalta hai attitude and all that, and they end up with the lower level. And the principal and lead engineer 15 plus years experience means uh, he is the lead guy, and under him all these above people will be working. So if you are holding this money experience, you have to judge yourself where you are you given this tag or not? And fortunately, unfortunately, many people are not given according to their skills these tags: principal, senior, and engineer, and all that. So these are the small definitions of the levels and their categories, and based on your experience, you can check yourself where exactly you are standing. So these levels, what exactly I'm having in the market? Let's see this. There are different markets. First one is, you say, the government sector, and this is a very prestigious sector. You can see positively impact your public infrastructure, influence public policy, and affect coordinates regulations. This is a very high level of job. Here, all the engineers, all the people are working under you. They will be reporting to you, and you're directly in contact with the ministers or undersecretaries. And I don't think that at the entry level you can go into this one, but as a trainee or all that, if you go by any chance in this, you have a very good career path. You can, from entry level, you can go to project manager, senior engineer, then the manager, head of the government engineering department, and government department or agency director. And this is a very high level of entry. And I think people from IITs or the top 10 institutions, generally, they will be called for interview, or they will be selected for this kind of jobs. So it's a high level of jobs. Second is consultancy. Excuse me, just I want to hide this. I'm unable to see that. Actually, this, okay. The government I have spoken, and the second one is the education. In the education field, also civil engineers are involved with teaching, and the next generation of engineers, they develop them, and it's a very the highly, I can say, the respectable field, and they are the careers are wide open for them, no doubt. From the excuse me, just I want to hide this. Yeah. So from master degree, or you can become an assistant professor, then you can be a PhD, then associate professor, the department head, and the dean, university assistant chancellor, and you can end up with the chancellor also. But This is a very rare field. Not many people goes in this field. Mostly some people who are scared of working outside under the sun or all that, they take up these kind of jobs, and they end up in remaining in teaching. Although it's a very not that turbulent job, it will give you very smooth flow in your career. So it's a very good choice also for you. Another is consulting. This is the most exciting department. For the variety of the projects, you can see this is the engine of civil engineering, I can say, because this is the place where you design, you develop a document for the other disciplines to come into picture. Like from the consultancy, a small like 10 people to 1,000 people comprises of a consultant. Like the KO in which I am working is housing almost 2,000 engineers, but some small offices, even with the 10 people or even 5 6 people, they run the consultancy. And this is a very good field, I can say, where you will be sticking to your engineering, you can say text, or your textbook aspect of your engineering. Always you'll be attached to codes, you'll be attached to books, and based on that, you'll be developing a document for the coming streams to take up your job from your hands. So there will be exchange of hands from these people only. They will be designing, they will be housing, they will be equipped with a lot of software, so many things, and experts will be sitting in the in-house, and they will develop the document and they will give it to the next guy who is contracted. So here, at the entry level, you should try as an engineer to go to these firms. You should be always in contact with your seniors and ask them whether you have opportunities, or as a trainee you try to enter here. And there are some prerequisites to enter in consulting firms, like your marks in, especially in design or strength of material and all that, should be good. Then only you can, somebody can get impressed with you, and they can give you entry. And from entry level you have project engineer, then technical track, management track, you have business development track, then you have technical principal, you can become then development manager also. These are the branches of this consultancy. Then the corporate industry experts, chief engineer you can become, or you can become executive senior manager, vice president, and finally you can end up with CEO. Well, I have seen people, some colleagues who are becoming CEO through this route also. So it's a very very good line you can go into in as a consultant. You will be having very respectable position in any project, inshallah. So this is consulting. Then you have the contractor, construction. This what the construction guys do is they take up document from consultants and they transfer that design into reality, like transferring engineering architecture design drawings from paper to the reality. So engineers can work for the contractor and involved in the projects of various size, big size, and the complexity, airports, bridges, tunnels, and many, you name whatever. So this will be so you'll be with the contractor, you will be on field, but you'll be given, no doubt, as I said, you'll be given a place to sit and monitor everything, and only there will be people under you, there will be foremen and all that. They will be interface with the laborers. So this is also a very exciting field. So what you need is, if you do some additional classes in project management, safety, scheduling, estimating, and risk management, these are the other disciplines with the contractor where you can enter into. There are a lot of potential in that, especially in the safety and the scheduling and estimating. These are relatively new, and even in management, I can say, these are the relatively new fields where you have a lot of potential. So in the entry level, of course, from entry level, you from entry level to you become project engineer, then assistant superintendent, assistant project manager, superintendent, project manager, senior superintendent, senior project manager, and construction executive, and finally executive senior management. Well, this in in this field you have from project manager to you, another one is there which is missing over here is a projects manager. What you will do is you'll take up 4 or 5 projects, and under you there this project manager will work. So uh, these are very great and very promising prospects this field is also having, the construction. And but the issue is here the job guarantees are little bit you can say rating from consultancy to construction is from, or if consultancy is 10 out of 10, then I can say here it is 10 out of 7, something like this, because the moment project finishes, until you are placed for or chosen for a new project, you have to somehow manage your time. So, but some benefits are good in the construct in this field also, if you work with the contractor. That we'll talk inshallah later. Then you have industry. In industry, you are having a lot of companies. You can join a company as an engineer, not a contractor or consultant. In the industry, the companies also directly they take you, and from entry level you have like managing a plant or construction of a plant, or advising to your owner what the new project which are going to come and in what way you can expand your company and all that. So you can make a significant contribution to like cost checking, profits and all that. So you will be part of industry, like you have big companies like Voltas, Tatas, Reliance and all that. Directly you can go into these companies also, instead of like a consultant and a contractor. You can directly be part of the industry, and they are the actually people who are housing a lot of engineers, highest number of engineers, they go in the industry only. So you have like selection is through campus, you have written exam, and there are a lot of process in by which you can make into this company. And here also of course you have the entry level, the technical marketing consultant, project engineer, account man, implementation engineer, proc engineer is there, and business development management, program and portfolio management, operation division manager. Then you can end up with the senior management. So this is also an industry in which you can go as a civil engineer. So this is a very promising, and it will give you very dynamic, I can say, a path for you, and safe also, because companies they don't close in 1 day or 2 day. They will give you employment maybe for 30 to 40 years or whatever, until you retire from these offices. So this is also a very good line in which you can go. Then apart from that, you can become apna kaam khud kar lo wala, that also is there. And you can go to, you can become an entrepreneur by yourself. You can become a sub consultant like a civil contractor. You can become consultant for structural geotechnical. You can do like boreholes and all that for the soil expert, quantity surveyor, building consultants. So you can do a lot of independent things also. And in India especially, alhamdulillah, government is also rolling out some schemes for the entrepreneurship, and really they are saying that you become entrepreneur, like Make in India, this kind of so many schemes are coming. So you can choose that if you don't want to go and you don't want to be you don't like to work under anyone, you become your own boss and try to seek these lines also. Now, in any consultancy, what is the matrix of the people? So you can, if you can see my screen, there will be a manager, no doubt managing, and there will be head of the department, then will be structural engineer, then under that senior structural engineer, then structural engineer, then draftsman will be there. This and every discipline, for architect there will be senior, junior, and the draftsman. Mechanical engineer is the same thing. So this is a typical house of a consultancy, where the people are sitting all in different cubicles or different areas, but they are reporting to one another. And finally, the general manager, who will be holding all these people together, and there will be each discipline will be having head of the department, head of the division, and some people they call him line manager also. So this is the flow of you can say this is the matrix of all the engineers and how uh, they work in a consultancy. So this is the typical style of working almost everywhere in the world. And with the contractor also, you have managers, the project managers, and you have all the disciplines here also. Different engineers are attached to one another based on their grading. So each engineer on the lower step reports to the engineer on the higher step, and this is the matrix of people sitting in a sitting with the contractor. And you can see finally an engineer foreman is the person, as I told you, general foreman and foreman, he will be dealing with the with the laborers. You as an engineer, you'll not directly be going to the site as required, not all the time, but very you can say once in a day, just to check and all that, or sign, you'll be going over there. All the work will be done by people under you. Then you have another exciting place to work is the project management. This is a place project manager is generally hired by the client to manage his project. See, contractor is an independent person who has taken document from consultant. Consultant had developed this document based on his resources and whatever the client wanted to suit his end user purpose. Then there will be a project manager. During the construction, he will be watching these two guys. One is the contractor and another is a consultant. So how they are doing, and he will be appointed by the client. So every stage of project cycle, the principle of proactive awareness in creating win-win situation is necessary, keeping in mind the customer's client's requirement. So he will be doing the win-win situation for the consultant as well as the contractor. These two guys, consultant and contractor, they are always almost like you can say India-Pakistan match, or they will be tussling for every single thing. You did not provide this, you provided that, you have not done this. There will be checklists, there will be a non-compliance report, there will be instructions. So they are always at the confrontation level during the construction process. But this guy comes and he works like an umpire. He will say that you owe this, and you are lacking here, you are lacking there. And he takes the information from these two guys, their status, their money flow, the timing, their quality, everything, and tells to the client. But client, Mr. Client doesn't know anything. But client also should have a person to understand all these things. So what he does is he takes another guy, he's the client representative. So you see the flow of in a typical project, in a big project, this client representative, sometimes client, what does he do is he eliminates him. He relies on the construction manager, the previous guy, project manager. But the main person here is who is really working for the client is his client representative, because he is interface with the client. Like you have one project with 1,000 crores and you don't know how to give, to whom to give, what way, what will be the flow, are you going to give in one go, in what basis you will be giving. So the function of the client representatives play also very, and he is the driver, I can say. So the client representative also acts the overall cost control of the project. He's always seeing who is taking what money, at what stage he will be given what type of money, what is the amount of that money. So he will release the money based on the flow of the project. And then other includes consultants fees, planning charges, fit out and relocation costs. There will be offices, so many things. Efficient management of the pre-construction will save your time. The timing also he will monitor, and the value engineering also. He will say that whether the consultant has done something, like if you as a civil engineer, if you design a slab can be 6 inches, or say consultant might have done 8 inches. So he, based on his experience, he will catch up all these people, and also he tells owner that this project is, I think, designed in little higher you can say margin, and we better give it to value engineering so that we can curtail the cost. So this guy is very important. And remember one thing, there is no entry level for this what I can say, this work. because as a client representative, you have to be a marshal. You know how to shout, and the most important thing as a client representative is your English, your written power, your interpretation of the specification, your interpretation of the document. You should be well aware that where exactly what written and what are the duties of these two guys, contractor and the consultant. Okay, consultant, after certain stage he will go away from your project because he has designed and given you the document to go ahead. But here the contractor is executing the work, so he is in his hand, so he will be always catching these people. And the contractor, as a definition of a contractor, is the work that the one who makes money out of the project. He will be searching all the means to garner the money one or the other way. This claim, that manhole was not there, I got a pipe there, it was not shown in the drawing. So there are people, even I can tell you that some foreign companies are there who are expert in claims. They are the claim people. So when the project, like a 100 million project finish, these people comes and tell that we'll try to give you claim. They tell contractor that based on your work, you owe 5% claim from the owner. So these people come into picture and they try to sometimes fair, you can say, claim, and sometimes they play a lot, of course. So this is a very high profile job, and really you need to be a rare person, I can say, truly, if you want to work. Of course there are a lot of people who just jump in, but to justify this position, to you can say play a big role and the correct role, this level representation requires a lot of technical skills. I can say धूप में बाल सफेद नहीं बल्कि काम करने से जो experience you get, you have to have that. So it's a very exciting job, and no doubt he will give you a lot of things. He will give you villa, he will give you a car, he will give you many things, and of course at the end of the project, if you save something, he give you like anything. So these people are very rich also, mashallah. So as I told you, you have entry levels in contractor and the consultants. Try to knock these places. Keep good relation with your seniors. Keep on asking them, sir, is there any work? In what way I can join? And you have to find out tools to enter into this. और फिर आज के जमाने में तो ऐसा है जहाँ कहते हैं ना कि जहाँ सुई नहीं जाती वहाँ सब्बल लेके चले जाना है. That attitude you have to have. So that cracking is very, very important. And no doubt, if you grow, then you can be part of, like I said, project management, and you can be a client representative also. So, so these are some other features for the client representative. The burden of project development delivery process can be removed from client's shoulder. So he will be helping client that you don't be involved directly with these people. I am there to work for you. And the most important, potentially expensive mistakes can be avoided through him. He can catch up, as I told you, and watch and monitor variation orders. As I told you, they come up with thousands of variations when the project is finished. So to do all these things, what do you need? What do you need is, what are the basic requirements? So you need, if you want to be at lower level, you just like if you have a school level science, maths, you can really work, and then you have bachelor's degree, no doubt engineering degree you need. And if you have time, no doubt, this is actually applicable for people working in US. You have FE exam, this is a professional exam. You can go for that. And if you are in India, try to find out in what way you can get certification as soon as possible. That will give you it will make your entry into this consultants and contractors or in the government level a little bit easier. And steps for advancements, no doubt. That is the first part is for your entry, and for that advancement, no doubt you will be carrying work experience. Then the PE is another thing, or chartered engineering from UK. These exams are now slowly, they are offering overseas also. They have their centers all over the world, especially in Dubai, Qatar. PE examination recently I have seen they are offering, and C engineering from UK. So C engineering is offered in Bangalore and maybe in Hyderabad also, and some other places also. So these are the very important licensing requirement actually, which we keep in our mind that and target it as soon as possible. And to some extent, your master degree will help you a little bit. And MBA, business administration, PhD. I don't like PhD, no doubt. Being a PhD, yes, you can, if you want to go to university, go do PhD. But master degree level is it's quite sufficient. With the more than master degree, I will emphasize and request you people that either go for PE or C engineering. So these are the very essential requirements. Secondly, advanced credential as appropriate and continuous professional development, no doubt. कोई भी चीज बादाम खाने से you will not become a brainy. You will learn through your mistakes and try to take those things by going to some other projects, colleagues' projects, and all that to gain as much as knowledge possible. Then you have another good thing which I should mention is if you can do master in UK, USA, Canada, this you can I call them Gori degree. If you can do these things, then really these people, especially in the Middle East, they are really fond of this thing. They really like their accent of talking, and if you study over there, of course your written and spoken English will be better. And secondly, you'll get a tag that you studied in your Western studied, because here major players are the big companies are coming from these countries only. In the US, UK, Australia, or Canada, there are hardly local companies are there. And don't do, as I said, PG diploma, this certificate course, these are not at all going to help you. So this is regarding the education. And of course, the small tools are improve here. Ask your peers, your mentors, keep on asking them, write to them, take their emails and WhatsApp and discuss with them. See, by reading 100 pages, what you can learn in 2 minutes from your senior. They are the gold for you. Be always connected to your senior. That is the most important thing. And your growth, your career advancement, your achievement, I can say 50 to 60% depends upon your senior. If that guy is good, he will really lift you, and so that depends upon how relationship you develop with him. Not like Hyderabadi, mere ko dekh raha tha, ghur raha tha. I don't like this. These kind of things. These kind of things are not not helping at all. That attitude we have to come out. So we have to be more and more professional in dealing with this. This is the personality level thing. It's a different subject. I think you can go there and learn those things. So this is another thing. To all this, to work in these companies and all that, what you will be needing. So the people are advancing everywhere. You have hundreds of softwares these days, and they are I can say the backbone of engineering. They have become backbone of engineering. Gone are the days you will be doing on small programs and all that. Autodesk is a company who is really working for the advancement of softwares. They are having huge software library, and if you happen come across, learn them. Like AutoCAD is there. AutoCAD is not much of importance to you unless you want to take entry through AutoCAD and leave AutoCAD and go to design. AutoCAD will really help you just viewing your drawings and all that. Then for you have this AutoCAD, infra, vehicle tracking, all these are transportation engineering software, structural designs, structural software. And this is CSI. The CSI is actually, this company is launched by American, but he is basically from Hyderabad, then Pakistan, then he's Ashraf Habibullah. And the ETAPS, so he developed all this software, SAP, ETAPS, CSI, SAFE, and I know four of these, mashallah. And ETAB is the software. This Burj Al Dubai is designed in this software, and the SAP is also, you can say, mother of this all these softwares. It's a very powerful software. Then you have some other software for transportation engineering. Test is there, and for project manager, project management, planning engineering, you have this another software, Primavera, and the Microsoft project. So these are some other projects which are really helpful for you in your design. If you want to become a designer, or if from contractor also, you need to have some knowledge of these softwares. These are the some of the softwares. Then Bentley is another company which is very famous in developing softwares. Their softwares are like STAD is developed by them, and you might have learned STAD in schools or in college or wherever you are working now. STAD. So STAD is coming with RAM concept is there. This is developed by Bentley. You can see RAM concept is a post-tensioning software. Believe me, people just by learning this software, making millions of dinar, dollars, or dirhams, you can say. It's a very good software for post-tensioning, and it's quite becoming common in India also. So this is another. So these are, you can see the full number of software for the structures which is developed by Bentley. Connections are there, and there is another software which I should mention is Midas. You see, this Midas is the father of bridges, you can say. All the bridges all over the world, especially in US, all the 80% of the bridges are designed in Midas. And Midas is having some other sub softwares, you can say, for the geotechnical engineering, for buildings and all that. But Midas bridge software is where, if you want to go in bridge engineering, and I will really tell everybody that India is a country of going to be a country of bridges now. They require bridges like in infrastructure everywhere, in every village, in every taluk, they need bridges now over the train lanes or over the district headquarters. Everywhere they needed bridges. So this, if you learn Midas everywhere, if you see any bridge engineer required, they are asking Midas. So this is a very powerful software. And last of all, this software is the, I can say, which has revolutionized the construction industry, the Revit. So for God's sake, at whatever level you are, go and grab Revit now. Because you see these pictures, it will show you all the disciplines working in different cubicles, but they are working like you can say master computer, that everything automatically coming and merging on this software. At any time, you can say what mechanical engineer has put under your beam, through your beam, under the slab, or what electrical, where is the electrical cable tray is going. If you just click that, it will show you with respect to your beam. It is saving millions of dollars, dinars from the client. And it is making very easy for the construction, because it will enveloping your everything in one unit. Like you can see architecturally seen from outside, you see the cladding and all that. If you cut a section, you will see where my structural steel is sitting. And if you further cut that, it will showing you where the AC duct is coming, where are the lights placed, all those things. So this is a very, very, and everywhere this is in demand now. At present, if at entry level, if somebody want to go into engineering office, a contractor, tell that I know Revit, they will take you, inshallah. So this was about the softwares, and let's see the global market, what is happening, why we are scared, ye ho raha, wo ho raha. And if you see these colors, the pinkish colors, I think everybody like this color. The darkness shows the extent of the nature of the projects going on, a requirement of the projects. And if you see, Alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala has done in such a way that where you have massive population or huge population, the construction activity is going on. So Allah Ta'ala ne risk unka wahi rakha hai. If you see this area, India, and over that Pakistan, China, and some places in Russia, and the Middle East, a small portion, and on the left extreme side is Brazil. And if you do the top level, Canada, no, it's the most lightest region. though no construction is going on because आदमी नहीं रहता वहाँ पर, आदमी क्या करेगा? And the people who are concentrated, like in the East Asia, you can see Japan and Indonesia, Malaysia. They are also very dark in nature. So these people are really, Allah has given life over there, and the risk is over there. So they are bright, and of course they are having good work. And in terms of trillion, you can see the dark region is having very high amount of projects running over there. They are in trillions. What they are, I will just show you. You can say at the present market, China is the main guy who is having projects in trillions. These are trillions. Trillion is not small. It is 1,000 billion is 1 trillion, and 1,000 million is a billion. So it's a huge amount. China is giving, most of the projects are presently in China. North America, you can see Europe is little less. And Asia means all this Taiwan, Malaysia, Hong Kong, all these places. Middle East is, you can say, we are all dreaming of Middle East. It is just 0.3 only. And you can see Latin America less. India is 0.2. Presently, India is catching up. The construction amount of construction happening in India is equal to the happening in Middle East. Middle East is going little bit up. Middle East is mainly GCC countries, these 6 countries, and Africa is of course less. So this is the flow of this. And let's see in GCC what is happening. अपना तो सबका ड्रीम ही वही है कि जाके सऊदी में बैठना है, बीवी बच्चों को रखना है, वहीं रह जाना है. So what is happening in these countries? These 6 countries, which is really, alhamdulillah, as this countries, 6 countries has given a lot to us, no doubt. जैसा रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के यहाँ कदम पड़े हैं तो यहाँ से सोना उगला है. And then back home, we are taking this money and millions of people are eating in India. So presently, Middle East construction activity is around 2.6 trillion. And out of this 2.6 trillion, 70% of the projects are in Saudi and UAE. It's a big market, big market. And other 4 GCC countries are doing little, you can say slowly, they are trying to catch up. But these 2 guys are very, their potential is also very high in coming days. Don't listen to anybody that yahan se ho gaya, chale jayenge and all that. You have to have patience. There are plenty of jobs coming. It's not that easy. So the GCC is comprising of, you can say, government's way to build better, more efficient cities. Abhi to they are in the, you can say, in terms of construction, I can say you that if you go to US or you go to Europe or some other places or like Hong Kong and all, you'll feel that the GCC is still in Pampers. It's a baby. These people need lot of projects. Just now they have just developed their own headquarter for electricity, hospital or anything. अभी बहुत बाकी है. इसके इम्तिहान और भी है, सितारों से जहां आगे और भी है, तो अभी बहुत आने वाला है इंशाल्लाह. Then in coming days, no doubt, US, China, India are expected to hold approximately 50% of the world market. So you can see North America is having 2 trillion, Europe is Asia market size in Asia Pacific is 5.2 trillion out of this, and Middle East is just this is the coming days and the projected you can say data for the coming up to 2023 you can say. Then you have the construction market size for some, presently the market size is 10 trillion and it is going to be almost 15 trillion. You can say by 2021 and 23, it is going to be 15 trillion. So from 10 to 15 trillion is a very huge, you can say, jump. So there are projects in this area, and presently, no doubt, in 2020, it is gone down by 1% only. And Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah, post-COVID scenario is that 90% of the construction activity is on board now, slowly. So only the slump is 10%. So we are having very green, you can say, grass again. Let's go to the next. So there are some major projects in the region, in the GCC. You can say Mall of World is going to come in UAE. Red Sea Touristic Development. This Sea Touristic Development, my office is doing some work here also. Small. They are not releasing an entire project in one go. There are some projects are coming. And there is a Dukham city, which is 20 billion, actually it's not million. And the most talk project in the region presently is this 400 billion Neom future city. This Neom future city, if people are saying ye Yahudiyon ka banaya hua hai, ye hai, so many talks are going on that we don't know the internal chemistry of that. But it's a 500 billion project, and people have already started going over there. Construction is started, and somehow I was also asked by someone ke kya bhai kaam karte kya udhar, but it is near to the Jordan border, so I didn't go. Maybe my family, especially my wife, may not go up to there. I didn't go there. It's a very big project, which is potentially is $500 billion, and people can think of it if your son is studying, maybe after, because it will not finish in one day. They might take 10 years. So in coming 10 years, it will keep many engineers busy, this project, inshallah. Then you have, as I told you, the current market is of Middle East is about 2 to 3 trillion, and there will be a lot of increase. And this is a repetition of what I have told before. The market is going to be 5 trillion by 2030, and major players are, of course, China, US, and India. Then, of course, in GCC, there are a lot of things which going on. The increase in population, their population is increasing. They will be needing a lot of projects in infrastructure. And Dubai's Expo, it failed a little bit. Qatar's World Cup is there. And Qatar is also given 2030 Asian Games also. So there are many factors that continue to drive GCC's construction industry green and active for coming days. And the total work in GCC is approximately 3.6 trillions. So there are opportunities, a lot of opportunities coming up in GCC. And what I have told you are mostly covered from this slide also. I'll go to the next slide. And these are the recent allotment of the projects. You see the players here. Bahrain, a small country. Kuwait is a little bit higher. What they have done in the past 5 years, it is shown over here. Saudi Arabia, you can see it is touching the skies next to UAE. Qatar is also a very good economy. And these are the projects in millions, which are already awarded or they are in construction. These are the major names of these projects. You don't have to read all of them. Dubai whole city is there, Tilal. Riyadh is, will be surrounded by 4 small cities in coming days. So Saudi Arabia is really going to be very busy. जो लोग आ जा रहे थे सऊदी अरब के, they will go back inshallah. It's a matter of time. थोड़ा सा relax कर लो, बच्चों के साथ रह लो अच्छा. Then we have what COVID has done to this area. Yes, COVID has dented a little bit. You can see 2020 here is सबसे छोटा आदमी 2020 दिख रहा है in terms of MENA contracts award. You see the bar chart here on my right hand side. 15 was a very busy year. Then 16 went down. 18 took up little, and 2020 is really disappointed everybody. And alhamdulillah, this year is gone. But it is having some small traces in 2021 also, which will disappear in 1 or 2 months, inshallah. Dua kijiye. So presently, I can say in comparing to last April, And April 19 and April 20, there is a dip in projects, almost 40% in GCC. So there is a downtrend, and inshallah, in 3 months, people are saying it will pick up by at least 10%. So what are the employment in GCC? Kaisa paisa aisa kaisa mil raha hai? People will say tankhwaah mil rahi nahi mil rahi, kaam kaisa chal raha, all that. There is a growth. You see, Kuwait is giving very good growth, 13%. Saudi Arabia is both log wapas aa gaye, ro rahe, no doubt. But as I said, the time is going to come and they are going to go back. UAE is giving them 13% increase in employment, and these are the employers on the left hand side, oil sector, government, and all these things. So they are quite good in terms of employment. And the salaries also, as I had told you, with your level of increase, this actually slide came late. Less than 2 years means the 6 to 30 KD is little higher. It is written how much you should get in these areas. As an engineer, you have to check. If you are holding 10 to 15 years, you should get 1500 Kuwaiti dinar. You can take 1 dinar is equal to 12 or 13 Saudi riyal. You can compare yourself if you are in Saudi. So if you are having 20 plus years experience, you should be 17, 20. This is the study by salary explorer people, and they are quite realistic. But at the junior level, nobody is giving this much because there are plenty of engineers available. It's quite less, you can say 400. But at the senior level, this matches, of course. You can check yourself where you are standing. If you are 20 plus, if you are not getting 1700 salaries, go and knock the door of your manager and show him this slide. That's how ye chal raha hai, mera bhi kuch kar do. Inshallah, they will do. And who are paying in this region salaries? Like you can say Qatar is the master payer, and UAE is not that much. Saudi Arabia is paying good to the engineers. Kuwait is average. So Qatar is, if you get a good job, and based on this data, you can demand your salary in Qatar, like what they are doing there. So this is the paymasters details, and what these guys are doing in India. So we are coming to end now. We have few slides. Indian perspective. Yeah, see, in coming days, you if you are an engineer, means you can really go and do you can say engineering honeymoon in India. It's a big market. Agar say this political situation improves, there is really, you need 4 million engineers in India. That is true, hypothetical. But the thing is, the projects they are not launching because of the issues. Every one and other day, the problems are coming. So India is a major market. You can see in coming days, India is like largest aviation market, third largest economy, power supplier, and 3 trillion consumer market by 2020. Of course, 2020 has come. It has not project came up to this level. You can say India lacks entertainment. The projects related to entertainment, project related to travel, tourist industry, travel related to aviation, and there are many projects which India is holding in its you can say earth. So there is a big demand for India, and I'm telling, if an engineer, a young engineer, really, if he thinks that he should really work on the ground level in India, try to become an entrepreneur, make his mindset and settle over there in coming 10-15 years. I hope, not inshallah, that India will be a very good ground for the engineers, especially the civil engineers. And secondly, you have in India, the reason being, in India, people used to be called as a country lives in Gramin, gaon mein rehta hai India. Gone are the days. In coming into 2030, 60 crore people will be living in cities. So if 60 crore people live, presently only you can say 40 crore people live in cities. So only in 10 years, it is going to be 1.5. So you see the demand of multi-story building India will be, the cities will be needing. This is a fact. So there is a huge potential. इसी वजह से you see lot of calamities are coming, tsunami is coming, this GCC problem is coming, oil sector has gone down, everything like in India is growing. Reason being, population is giving the job to them. The population रहेगा, so they will definitely they will earn their own money and really they will give boost to the construction industry, and it is required. सिर्फ आदमी का ये नहीं रहता है कि you need building, you need parks for them, you need entertainment areas for them, you need big malls for them. Malls are just started in India. You need huge malls. You will be needing what do you say, entertainment areas. Earlier entertainment in India used to be only for movie. शादी होती ही दूसरे दिन स्कूटर पे ले आके मूवी दिखा देते थे बीवी को. आजकल नहीं रहा. He is asking that take me to some other place. You need hotels, you need lot of things. So that fold is increasing, that lifestyle and standard of living is increasing, which will lead to a lot of construction activities, inshallah, in all the sectors. So India need, of course, infrastructure. India, as I told you, many things. So I will not talk much on this for the infra. Then there are, who is giving you these jobs in India? There are top 10 companies, no doubt. It's not easy to get these jobs here, but Larsen and Toubro sometimes for the senior people they call. But these top 10 companies, they are hiring people from top institution, IITs, BITS and all that. But there are hundreds of companies. You can see their names over here. You can Google out. Just my effort is to just to tell you that yes, there are thousands of companies who are offering jobs, and make your mindset to enter these companies. Maybe you will get, inshallah. And then these are another list of companies who are offering you good jobs in India. And there's the public sector companies. For these companies, you have to write a written exam, and then you can make an entry. And another challenge which I really want to discuss with you is coming days is the entry of technology in construction. Like there will be a lot of monitoring will be done by robot, drones, you can say. And in coming 10 years, the drone is going to take up a lot of space in the construction industry. Like what is going on in the 40th floor, you are sitting in the office here. The drone will go and take camera and all that, check all the, whether he is doing compaction or not, whether he is doing concreting properly or not, all the cameras will be there. So there will be a lot of things, this kind of things. Of course, for drones, you have to take permission and all that, but it has come into the picture, into the market. And you see the use of technology in coming past 10 years has increased like anything. Like it is almost 80% increase, like monitoring. पहले सिर्फ एक कैमरा रहता तो लोग इतना ऐसा जाके कैमरे के सामने ठहर जाते थे, कैमरा यूजिंग. But now these days the monitoring and use of technology has increased in the projects. Even a sensor are there. If there is a small movement, the sensor is showing that what activity is going on, all that. So that is there. And this small saying of this Siddharth Barwani, which I want to tell you, what he observed with our engineers is that India is producing as an engineer, but not at the pace with the technology advancing in the industry. We are learning, like when I was doing engineering, they were teaching me photon and Pascal. The moment I finished, they are asking which Pascal, which, although they were teaching me in 4th year, but within 1 or 2 years that language is gone. So in the same way, what I want to tell you is whatever we are learning, the technology advancement in our engineering level, and that is becoming obsolete in 1 or 2 years. So we have to, this is the main problem with the engineers in India. That's why not that employable. So my request is to everyone, including me, is that let's study, let's share the knowledge with one another. and try to learn what the advancements are there. There are plenty of advancement going on. Attend the lectures, seminars, and all that, so that we can be at the pace with the with the construction industry. And for designing and all that, you need some books and all that. What are the quotes? These are the last slides. I will go a little faster here. And these are the for designing and in corporate office, or sorry, in a consultancy or a contractor. See, in the if you want to come to Middle East or you want to work in the Middle East, go and drink and eat everything from America. Every book, every paper is from US. So these are the code names in welding or in the concreting, in the ice masonry, in the metal building, for the industrial sheds, everything they are having codes. So these are the codes you can take, and there are names of these codes in civil engineering, in steel and all that. You can see these names. ACI. See, this ACI is the mother of concreting. Yani you have to take up this. They are available anywhere, PDF and all that. So these are the very vital books, and these are the different codes which are used. I don't have time to go each detail, but just I want to tell you that these are the main documents you need to have to for the advancement of your career. These are all this, and these are the some of the books you can see. These are the books which I'm using on daily basis, and which is even I'm having them at my home. It is for steel, concrete, and what are the loads, ASC, ACI, then IBC. This is the PCIs for the precast, which I'm extensively using. For masonry, what are the codes you need? IBC, International Building Code. These are the basic. This page cover. This at least you have to have 6 books here. And these are some other books for the farm work if you're in contractor, and then manual of construction practice and all that. So this was my presentation, and any lapses, I'm sorry for that. And really, let's hope, inshallah, coming days, this pandemic will be over. We'll be back on track for the big projects. And for the God's sake, for the Allah's sake, don't think of lower level projects. Keep in your mind that I want to do bigger projects, and you will be surely on that track, inshallah. And so finally, शब गुरेज़ां रोशन होगी जलवा खुर्शीद से, ये चमन मामूर होगा नगमा तौहीद से। इंशाअल्लाह अल्लाह ताला अपने हसनात, अपनी हर चीज़ हम पे दौड़ाएगा। और जिस ज़मीन से रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के ख़दमों पड़े हैं, वहाँ से सोना उगल रहा है, वहाँ से दीन की बात भी चल रही है, वहाँ से लोगों के जो है बहुत बड़े-बड़े काम इंडिया में हो रहे हैं, लोगों में खुशहाली आई है। तो जैसा इकबाल ने कहा था कि बापमा रसूलुल्लाह हरीर अस्त कहा था कि आपके ख़त्म जहाँ पड़े कि जो है वहाँ पर ज़मीन जो है रेत जो थी वो हरीर यानी रेशम की तरह हो गई आपके कदमों की वजह से। So inshallah ये होगा। Jazakumullah, thank for attending, and little longer. I think I took a little more time. I'm sorry for that, but there were a lot of things to be discussed, but of course I missed them. And inshallah some other time we can continue. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. There is somebody's raising hand. If what he wants, just ask him. If I am available, if they have time, I can take up if they want to.
Sir, what?
Walaikum
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Assalam.
Sir, what course should I have to do to come to the GCC, sir? What softwares?
For
To come into GCC, sir, what softwares should I have?
See, for a very good question for all youngsters, and tell it to other people also. First, learn Revit. Revit. If you are a young engineer, learn Revit. And second importance is STAD. At least you should know. If you want to come into the design, you have to learn STAD. STAD is available. I should not say, but the crack is available. Practice on that. And ETAB is extensively used here in design offices, so you can use that. But if you want to go to contractor, you have to have Revit. Tell them I'm master at Revit and I can really serve you, sir. And they will surely give you. By seeing your Revit exposure, surely they will give you a chance, because here people are they're fed up with AutoCAD. AutoCAD is just line one. Revit is with a lot of potential. Okay, inshallah.
So what is the exam to come to GCC, sir?
You see, you have to read these books, ACI, all, because in GCC, the land of the code is American. British, they are using 10%, 15%. So you should know American codes, especially 318. It is available in, download that, or ASCE. So this 318 is the mother of all civil works over here. It's a small book. Like in India, you have 456. The same way in GCC, you are having ACI 318, which is shown on my screen now.
So what is the procedure to come to GCC, sir? And what is the exam? Is there any exam to come to GCC, sir?
No, there is no exam. There is no exam. You just your exposure, your CV. You need to have at least 3-4 years of experience. You can just directly online. You can apply, or through your friends, no doubt, through your seniors. Be connected to your seniors. Send them your CV.
Yes, sir.